Check one, check two. All right, let's see. Dashboard, looks like we're green. And now we should be live. Hot dog. Samuel, what's up? All right. I'm gonna wait a couple people get in here. Then we can go ahead and get started on today's festivities. Guess I can try and get this ready to go here. I also did not pull the manual up yet. I need to do that. Where'd my trash can go? Shoot. Oh, there it is. What is up? Pre Ender 3, very nice. What's going on, Howard? Come on. So I am on the printer right now on my Mark III is the new extruder body, because everyone kept saying, oh, you're gonna have issues with black or with red. So I'm printing it in black, and it should be done in any second. It's on the last top layer. Oh man. But I also need to swap out some things on the extruder as a whole. So cables, things like that. Techie Dad, what's up, man? Going to reposition here a little bit. There we go. See, I'm trying to see if this angle works a little bit better for the stream, but see what it is. Colin Somai, man, I am beyond excited for this. Boom, it just finished. So we're gonna peel this off and let this cool down. So this is printed on BuildTak PEI on the original Mark III, and it did an excellent job. Itty bitty bit of stringing, that's okay. Oh, nice. I did also have to reprint the spool holder up here in PETG because I printed it in PLA and it cracked. In the Protopasta HT PLA, it cracked on me because it's just the PLA doesn't give enough, but PETG does. So that is now a black part. And so I'll talk a little bit before I get started here on the extruder. When I left everybody last time, I had to stop because I was at a breaking point with the bed. Now the issue with the bed was it was not tapped. So that was an issue with the frame that I had bought off of wherever I bought that from. Where'd that come from? It came from here. From that guy in the UK when I bought the frame. So that sucked. Now, this is a brand new frame. I redid all of this off camera just because it was going to be super boring to watch me rebuild this thing again. So it now has a the FISEC, I think is the name. I don't know how to say it. They're on AliExpress. It was $67, I think. Crap. For the frame. And now that was the two front plates, the main body, and the carriage. So it is this super duper shiny powder coat. I don't know if you guys can see that there. Super duper shiny powder coat. And it's a little shinier than I would have liked because the Prusa is shiny, but it's kind of muted. This one looks more gray than black, and that one's more black. That's okay. So what I did is, again, did the rebuild. I ended up having to change up some of my screws because I was using cheaper bolts for some of them, and when I was taking them off, they had just stripped the heads. So it took me about 2 hours to get the frame apart, and then rebuilding took about an hour to put everything back onto this. I want to say tapped but I pre-ran a screw through every single hole that needed to have a screw put into it. That way it would make the build process easier when I got to that point. So the bed already has been pre-screwed, if you allow that. And that was just to ensure that the powder coat, because again, sometimes the cheaper powder coats get inside the screw, the threadings. It eliminated that bit. So that's done. We have, I mean, everything else is pretty much good to go. At this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and rebuild the body. Oh, I did get the springs for the extruder, so those are in here now. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this apart, and I do need to swap out this cable. I do have a better cable for the extruder itself, for the extruder motor, and I will have to shorten that down. So I've already shortened down the X cable and the two Z motors and the Y motor. No, I did not do the second Z motor. So I have to do the second Z motor, which I can't believe I forgot to do that. That's why I had an extra cable. So I have to do the second Z motor, and the extruder cable, I'll need to shorten that down to be 2 size. Yeah, powder coating can, which is why I went through this. I did have it get stuck on one of the corners here on the bed, so I ended up having to get a file a slot into the top of the bolt, and then use a flathead screwdriver to pull it back out. And then I went in with a bit more speed with the next one, and it was able to push all that gunk out. So again, everything should be good to go now for us to actually get this done. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and start while people continue to file in. And the first thing I'm going to start with, I'm going to switch cameras here so you guys see this a little bit bigger, is we're going to work on the extruder here. Again, we're going to get this apart so that I can rebuild it with a new body. Because the people said the black might be a problem. I don't know if I'm going to do a dual color with this, because I printed both parts for the body, and I don't know if I want to make the whole thing, the whole front of it black. I did not print the back plate because I did not want to redo that. That's way too much work. But the main body and the front clamp for the extruder, that I did. Fill out. So this should not take too long because I know how all this works. I've done it several times. Oh, I also did print out this wee little piece. This is going to be necessary for the electronics. It's a newer piece that Prusa added for, there is a problem with the filament sensor cable coming undone from the NZ board. So he printed this little adapter which helps keep it snug in place. I have not printed that yet for my original Mark III, but I will have to do that here in the very near future. Just to get out the, because I bought Prusa Orange PETG for that printer to print upgrades for it. And I just have not done that yet. Let's see here. It's the best course of action. I guess it's going to be just to take this off. Wondering if I can cheat and do this without any documentation. I don't think I can though, so I'm just going to get it apart and then open the documentation up for the extruder and then follow that to redo all this. Well, trolling, so the problem with tapping is that I did look at the old tap and die set that my father gave me many, many moons ago, and it is standard only. It's not metric. So I was kind of SOL on that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the square nuts back out. So that's going to be kind of a bummer. Let me pop this off. So there's the main body, and then here's the front clip for it, and then the little doodad. Come on, stuck on there good. I put a little bit of glue stick down on the PEI sheet the BuildTak PEI just because I did not want that thing coming off. I only had one. I wanted to be able to do this stream today, and if I would not have done that, I very well could have had some problems. I didn't want it to peel up. I didn't want to have to reprint. I wanted to work on this thing. And that is why we are here. Okay, so I have the... It might look good to do it in all red, or all black, and then just have the red be this piece. Kind of like that. Again, the back plate you're not going to see. Figure out how to pull that out. Yeah, I really don't know if I'm going to get these square nuts back out, so I might need to find my part trays, which are way over there, and redo it. I also know because this is printed in PLA, the Pinda probe is in there super duper tight. Come on. Pinda probe out, and oh, there's one of them. Wonder if I can pull some of those out. Hey trucker, what's up, man? A long time no see. Some of these might be in there for good. Oh man. But yeah, it was kind of nice when I rebuilt everything because it just went together so nice and easily. I was super happy about that. So it could look like this. So this would be the on there. I don't know. I think we're going to go with the all black and then just have the red be the part cooling fan. That is the one thing that did not come yet though, which I'm hoping that I can still get through the self-test because that's not going to register. I can always cheat and connect the other. So problem is I ordered a 24 volt part cooling fan without fully reading through the documentation and seeing that it's supposed to be a 5 volt fan for both the part cooling fan and the extruder fan. So since I'm an idiot, I pay the price and I ordered them. I ordered a few of them, but they are still not here. So there's that. I'm going to put these back into this piece now. This black came out super nice. Oh, it's got a little string in there that's in the way. There we go. Oh, I should probably link that real quick. Hang on, let me throw that in here real fast. I do have the Google Sheet for it. I did create the part list. I will throw it down in the description in case anybody asks because I've already done all that. Part list, and then, oh, come on, interwebs. My public folder. Close some stuff on this laptop. It's starting to chug just a smidgen. Here's the BOM. Get shareable link. Copied. All right. So in the video description, you will see the Google document that has everything in it. Yes, continue. So yeah, everything is linked in the video description. You can go to the that Google Sheet and get all the part list you want off of that. I need to finish pulling out a bunch of these, and then I have to pull them into it. And looking at it now, I am probably going to need to sacrifice that one, because that ain't coming out. That one was hard to pull in too when I originally did this 2 weeks ago. Oh man. Oh, there it came. Okay. So that's all those ones. Okay, so that one's in there. I'm going to put a hex one in here. Oh, excuse me. All right. Now I'm going to use the red door. I did decide that. I'm going to go ahead and use the same red door again on it, because I think that'll look fly. And now I need to reinsert a bunch of these into this part, which this one I don't think came out as tight as the Protopasta HDPLA one did. So I'm gonna have to pull that one through. So Maybe 1 minute to try and just get these nuts pulled back in. It goes in so nicely when you do it properly. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Dimply, yeah, so you missed the when I just said it. I reordered the entire frame. The only thing I reused was the 3030 that came with the original one that I had. So now they all are tapped properly. Everything's mounted. So I redid the whole frame off camera again, because that was going to be a little bit annoying. Yeah, Joseph, that'll give you a good ballpark. Again, that is if you had to buy everything yourself. I did not have to buy a lot of the hardware because it came from my old G-Tech aluminum i3. I did have to go ahead and buy a few things here and there, but overall, honestly, it wasn't too bad of a price. It's definitely cheaper than buying it from Prusa, but it's a lot easier, though, to buy it from him, because he gives you everything in these nice bags, which if you watch the first streams, and of course that broke, I did do all that myself to settle all of it. I will need to heat and take care of this, and of course I need to fix the thermistor. I have to shorten the thermistor wires anyways because they are way too long, but that's okay. We'll deal with that a little bit later. All right, where was I? Okay, we're going to go ahead and rebuild the extruder now. So let us begin. It goes like that. Faceplate goes on like this. This one tightens into here. There we go. That's the motor. So we can go ahead and attach that. I had to put the motor on. Let's see which way I have to do it. I have to put the motor on sideways because of the. I'm using modular's not the right word. My motors have plugs on them. The motors that come from Prusa are pre-wired. So there's a difference there because those obviously fit perfectly where they should, whereas mine do not. That's not the right bolt. Where's the right bolt? That's the right bolt. So now I just have to get all this stuff put back in. Filament sensor goes in like that. M10. I mean, honestly, motors are motors in my opinion. It just, I don't know. I've had really cheap motors and I've had expensive motors. They all work. I've never had a motor die on me yet in all these printers. Knock on wood. With that being said, something's going to happen and I'll be screwed here real soon, I bet. Where'd that door go? So, reassembly of this is not the funnest because of these doggone washers that you have to slide in on this door.